So, Wicked for Good is a sequel to a film based on a musical, based on a book, allegedly based on the book The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. But there is a reason I said allegedly. Those who've been around the channel for a while know that I have a special interest in the public domain. So I was curious to see what these characters would look like if they were actually based on the book. So without further ado, on with the show. So first, I began with the main character, the Wicked Witch of the West, everyone's favorite mean green, well, actually. Yeah, to get the obvious out of the way, the Wicked Witch of the West is not actually green in the book. I know, but it's true. While the Wizard of Oz movie, which Wicked totally isn't actually based on, made her skin green to show off the Technicolor, her skin color in the books is never mentioned. Actually, most of her physical descriptions aren't mentioned. As it turned out, Baum isn't really into describing his characters in detail, so all that we're really given is that she has only one eye, a silver whistle that she uses to summon her minions, she has a golden cap, and she carries around an old umbrella 24/7. Not a lot to work with, and yet every adaptation still somehow manages to get it wrong. That is, every adaptation except Muppet Wizard of Oz. For some reason, they got the closest. Because there wasn't that much to work with, I had to take some creative liberties, mostly with her outfit choice. Fortunately, each of the four lands of Oz, north, south, east, and west, are all color-coded, with the western land, the Winkies, being yellow. So I made her dress a dark yellow with golden accents, same as her eye. As for the skin color, I wasn't sure what to make it at first, but given the text states that she literally has no blood, I figured she would be quite pale, so I made her almost sheet white. And because the drawing was looking somewhat boring with just her, I also decided to add a few of her minions. Besides the flying monkeys, obviously, she also uses wolves, crows, and bees to try to kill Dorothy and her friends. This aspect was actually included in the Wicked book, but not the musical, and I doubt it will be there in the movie. But anyway, here is the book accurate Wicked Witch of the West. Obviously, next is Glinda, the Good Witch of the South. Yeah, I bet you were expecting me to say North, weren't you? But no, in the books, Glinda is the Good Witch of the South. The Wizard of Oz movie, which once again Wicked totally isn't based on, fused the characters of the Good Witch of the North and Glinda into one, likely to save time and money. However, because most people know the film adaptation more than the actual book, most people just use her as the Witch of the North. Except, oddly enough, The Wiz, and, once again, Muppets Wizard of Oz. Seriously, why is this the most accurate adaptation of the story? Why? I mean, good job, I guess. But that aside, Glinda herself is also very different in personality than her film or Wicked counterpart. Far from the pink and bubbly musical Glinda, the book Glinda wears a pure white dress and sits on a throne of ruby, from which she commands an entirely female army, who themselves wear red and gold. As mentioned in the last segment, all of Oz's lands are color-coded, and the southern land of the Quadlings are coded red and aesthetic. Also, similar to the last drawing, I chose to add some for minions for fun. One final note, unlike the Wicked Witch of the West, who only appears in 2 chapters and then dies, Glinda is a major and recurring character throughout the sequel books. Yes, the sequel books exist. They are weird, and I won't be getting into them today. So yeah, that's about it. Here is the final result. Well, that was fun, and certainly interesting. If this video does well, I might even make this a whole series. Let me know what else you would want to see drawn based only on the book. But until then, goodbye, and I'll remember you all in therapy.